We'll summon Cthulhu.
That's the cold open. Thank you very much for coming back. It is Wednesday again. That's a heavy lisp you got there in Cthulian. I mean, the diction, you got all the words right. It's just like there's a bit of an impediment to whatever you're saying.
Can't roll the R's. I should.
Yeah, the 5 times you need to. It is episode 64, A Rocky Democracy. You know, like the one we currently live in.
Inspired by a true story.
God, I don't know if you'll want that to be true when this episode comes to conclusion. So, Bagby. Go for it.
Story time with Bagby.
Story time with Bagby.
Favorite time.
I don't remember what happened. We were at the Drow Kingdom,
Right.
and we all got up, and we're getting ready to escort the Queen to Krasdcuden for conversations. And then Adris and Jenny were talking about their quest of wanting to go to Jenny's family's farm because they are pretty sure that there was something there that would help, like a memory that would help unwind the confusion of how to open the box and get Genevieve out without releasing Baphomet, or just, releasing Baphomet. Bagby had to transition into asshole Bagby and yell at Jenny and tell her things like, I'm really sorry that your mom is gone. That's really hard to deal with, but we can't open the box because, the entire world will go to shit. And Jenny didn't take that well, and Adris didn't take that well. And turns out they were illusions all along, because that's what Adris does, and they'd already left a half an hour ago. Joe and Adris had a little conversation of about Adris potentially being an enemy now, kind of, sort of, and hoping he's still a good guy. The party, along with the Queen, kind of debated whether or not we should follow them and try and stop them in what they were doing. And in the end, we decided that getting the Queen to Krasdcuden and stopping the impending situation with the armies of the Underdark that are coming, and the kind of cult of Baphomet that are the gore or whatnot, was a little more important than chasing after Adris and Jenny when we know that they have to get back to Adinagard in order to finish their quest. That this one piece of their puzzle isn't going to stop them. And we know how to find Jenny and see where Jenny is at all times. So we can monitor where they are at least. So we made our way back. We made it to the train just fine. Duncan sort of overshot the landing a little bit, and we ended up in a lower level of Krasdcuden than what we're used to.
Did you remember that we had a big fight with a bunch of flaming minotaurs?
Oh, we did have a big fight with flaming minotaurs, yes.
Aye.
Flaming is in on fire, not flaming, but
Right. What other kind of flaming is there?
There's no other kind of flaming. It's just on fire.
Right.
They're from South Beach.
I've been south on beaches before and never seen them there.
Yeah. So yeah, we got in a big fight with them. And that was on the way to the train. And then we got to the train, and it seemed as though they might be heading into the city, but what are we gonna do? Got to keep going. The train was fine. There was a second Bagby asshole moment, and now I can't remember what it was, where she felt like she was being an asshole. But I can't remember.
I don't think you were being all that much of an asshole at any point. It's just more of an asshole than Bagby's used to.
Yeah, to Bagby, she felt like she was being an asshole. This is Bagby we're talking about. Cinnamon roll.
I can't remember.
And then we got to a lower level of Krasdcuden. We decided to set out and try and find some cloaks for the Queen and her guard. Bagby noticed that there were some creepers following us around, so she did her shadow step and confronted one of them. Two of them knocked one out, and the other then spilled that they were sent by Dulce. So Dulce now has his own spy network, which is not great. Made our way back upstairs to the main level of Krasdcuden, the council district. Went into the office, and Bagby sent for Lacey, and Lacey came all dressed up, very fancy, and asked what we were doing here, and then said our clothes were not good enough because we apparently are crashing Nitma's retirement party that she didn't tell me about.
Like parties?
I do like parties, but I feel like right now is a really bad time for one. Like, we have shit to do.
Right.
Anywho, that's where we left off.
Okay. Yay! Great job. Great job. Great job.
Sorry, I forgot very many important things.
No, you're doing a great job. Nothing I remembered anyway.
I don't either. Today, I think my taste buds are weird.
Uh-oh, you got the Rona.
I already did.
He said Rona. I thought he said brown eye. I had no idea.
They're not
what
even
he was talking
remotely
about.
similar, Patrick.
I had no idea what he was talking about. I was so confused for a moment.
I'm confused how you made that fucking leap. That's what I'm confused by.
It's what I heard. It's what I heard.
I think that's where your mind was, bud.
That means
It's more telling
I
about
was
you.
more shocked when she said I already had it.
I don't know what that means.
He's being a dirty old man. Just leave him alone.
It's okay.
He's being an asshole.
Bill, can you explain brown eye to her in chat somewhere?
I think I just did.
Okay.
Oh no! No! No!
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and change the name of this to Highbrow again. We'll just call every episode Highbrow from now on.
You did say we walked into this party underdressed.
No, you were at.
Are we going to this party?
You weren't at the party. You were at the, I guess now, Bagby and Lacey's offices. Because that's where you showed up. Lacey told you about. Just told you about the party. And go.
So are we going to this party then?
It seems like a bad time, Lacey.
But
We have.
I
Not that you planned it. I don't mean. Sorry, I'm not in a mood today.
Please
but I'm,
don't walk in and pick a fight.
Army of. What?
Please don't walk in and pick a fight, okay?
I don't mean to. I'm sorry.
Too late.
I've had a long day. I yelled at people today, and I don't like it. I mean, I guess we weren't going to go address the council immediately today. I guess that's on tomorrow's agenda.
might be a good time to just, introduce the Queen to everyone.
Your grandmother planned it last minute, has put this all together. Your brothers and sisters are all very excited about it. Okay? I didn't want to go either. All of the council will be there. I'm just saying.
Well, it's kind of perfect then. Because the Queen here, we can introduce her.
And that is,
Everyone.
in fact, the queen of the... Oh, okay. My liege. Hey, can I get you something? No, I'm quite all right in Undercommon. Beep. Beep.
Did we have art for Lacey?
No, I just remembered that I don't. I did, and then a bunch of files went missing. I don't know what happened to them. But I did have, and I can't re-find it. So I was looking something up. It's really upsetting.
Mm.
It's okay. I probably put it in a dumbass spot. Is basically what happened.
Your thoughts, my queen? Do you want to go to the party, or do you want to save your big entrance for the council meeting?
I would prefer to go to this soiree, but I don't. Well, I'm not going like this.
Well, Lacey sent for suitable things. We could find something suitable.
Also, I don't know if it's correct without proper protection. No offense, but we have but 2 of my guards and 2 hand attendants left.
I don't know if you noticed back there with those flaming minotaurs, but we can hold our own.
And I'm sure that is true, but we are in the city in which you have prior responsibilities, none of which are protect me. Actually, you wouldn't be able to understand her when she's speaking like that. Pretend I didn't use the accent. Pretend I didn't. Okay.
I'll be translating the whole time.
Yeah, that's fine. That happened.
We'll just say that.
Okay.
Right.
It's up to you. We can definitely try to help protect, but if you'd feel safer here with your 2 guards, and then we'll go speak to the council.
Oh,
tomorrow.
you misinterpret. I'm going. I'm just thinking of logistics.
Ah. We're going, Lacey, so yes, I suppose we will take pretty close.
Good. Oh, this is better than the one I had before. Oh, this is a ripoff of somebody else's thing.
I
Isn't it
still
really
want
funny
pants.
how earlier, we had to like find her kind of grubby common clothes so that she wouldn't stand out, and now we have to like turn around and do like the exact opposite.
I'll handle it, Lacey yells from downstairs.
Pants! Pants! I want pants!
You'll get what you get.
I'm not wearing a dress!
Maybe 20 minutes later, Lacey walks back in with quite the entourage. It is basically a collection of local tailors from the council district. Not just one store, but like she walked into 3 and went, all of you.
Now it's time for a tailoring montage.
Yes.
There's lots of EDM music.
I don't know about EDM music, but sure. Yeah, we're gonna go with this.
I'm thinking Mozart.
La 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 la. That was not Mozart, but it's what I'm singing.
I'm thinking it would be played on that really tinny sounding piano that they have. What's that called?
A toy piano?
Maybe it's just like that super.
Oh,
Like
concertina.
Like the
Concertina.
harpsichord type thing.
Harpsichord. There it is.
Maybe.
It's not a concertina? Okay.
It's
Irrelevant.
Like handheld, I think.
Yes. Okay, there's Lacey. That's going to be our Lacey from now on.
Lovely.
Better than me.
Huh?
Nothing.
Oh my god, really? Get over it.
I looked it up and I can confirm with certainty that I meant a harpsichord.
Okay.
You looked it up on the internet.
You are all measured for niceties. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Not used to being touched there. All right.
Bagby, when you have a minute. Lacey pulls you aside.
I jump and shake a tailor's tape off of my leg. I swear to God, if you come back with a dress, I will shove it down your throat. Pants.
I've officially heard that Dulce will be attending this evening.
Good, he sent spies to spy on us.
Yeah, we've been intercepting them all over the city.
I may have knocked one out. They tried to fight me.
Man, I could not care less. Just beat him to death.
Good, we're on the same page.
Oh, we're on a great page. Listen, everything you've told me that I know about that makes me not like him, and then also he shoved this whole renovation thing down our throat, and I'm not happy about that.
Renovation?
They repurposed some construction funds for the council chambers. They just finished renovating yesterday.
Where?
Council chambers, like basically the whole thing. They refitted. We've behind. It's supposed to be adding the busts of previous council members. Haven't done it in roughly 3 generations.
Was there any structural redesign?
I don't think so.
It was just like redecorated, not like reconstructed.
Well, the busts were carved into the walls. I mean, it's a dwarven city. They don't just bring in bricks.
Have those walls and the structures behind them and the under and around
Completely investigated.
discreetly, but investigated.
The structures, the only things around them are the council offices. I mean, the chamber itself exists, but everything around is. I mean, I'll have people look through it, but.
What about below?
Below is. I actually don't think there's anything below it.
Double check. It's very easy to hide lower structural damage under this noise of immaculate carving.
I see
Not
where
you personally.
No, I understand. I see where you're going with this, and it's very important. And we're a little stretched thin tonight. And if I miss a chance to dance in the dress that I bought, I'm going to be cross with you, Bagby. Thank you.
You don't have to do anything. You send someone.
She wanders out again.
You look beautiful.
I know!
Do you want me to introduce you to my brother Coinda?
We met!
Four comes?
All right.
When they say inseam and then the next place they reach, don't murder them.
I don't know what they're talking about. Oh, that's right up in the old... Oh, God. Don't get me wrong. I'm a married man, though. Not more than an hour later, you were all presented with quickly thrown together niceties, right? Sorry, Duncan, you're actually wearing a shirt.
I know it's weird.
And shoes.
I don't. The shoes. How do you wear these?
The worst part, right?
You can't feel the ground under you.
My toes are all cramped.
I walk a bit like a cat now who's trying to shake off those booties. It's weird.
It's not nearly as flashy as the last clothes I got here, but I suppose it'll do.
Maybe 20 minutes ago, the queen went downstairs and demanded some things from some of Lacey's workers, and they're just now showing back up. She walks back upstairs with the very nice black and red dress, which are the colors of the Drow Empire. Black and red dress that she is wearing. One strap over the top, similar to what she's wearing now, because she likes that. But but she's wearing on both arms what looks like orcish-sized steel plate pauldrons and armaments.
Gotta protect the goods.
I like to present a show of force when I'm going to have quiche.
I like her so much.
Do you not remember what her old name was? The first time you met her?
Mm-mm.
She's known as the Blood Queen.
Oh, that's right. Yes. I'm a cinnamon roll who likes to make things bleed.
All right. At this point, Lacey has returned and indicates that you have quite the procession. She's put together a bunch of guards to get you there, and you're going to be using a private carriage from the council station.
Thank you, Lacey.
You're welcome. And I'm going to be this close to knocking your grandma right the fuck out when I see her, I promise.
What did Grandma do?
What did
I got it. Yep.
I've got
Silly
some...
question.
I quietly hand her a square of brownie.
What is this? I'm not a big chocolate person.
Just eat it. You'll
Cut
feel
it into fourths, and only eat the fourth. Your small frame won't handle it.
Why would I need to eat the force? What's this green thing? Oh. I can't tonight. I'm working. She casually folds it up in a napkin, puts it in her pocket. Whatever niceties you think you're wearing them, okay?
Pants.
You know what? Let's describe them. Bagby, what are we wearing?
Kind of like, I imagine, do you all know, probably not, this is a silly question. Downton Abbey,
Nope.
when Sybil gets a pantsuit instead of a dress, they're kind of, I don't really like this term, but they're kind of like harem style pants where they're tight at the ankle and a little flowy on the leg.
MC Hammer pants?
Sure, hammer pants. Nice high waistline, and a sleeveless kind of top, V-neck top that tucks into them. And she will wear her hair down instead of in her signature double buns. But sun's out, guns out. Huh.
You look quite nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I like them because they're flowy and I can still move in them. So if I have to kick someone's ass, I still can, but I'll look good while doing it.
Right, right.
Oh, I agree. I like mine too.
Yes, it's very colorful.
Ori, what is yours?
Ori is also wearing harem pants. His are a sort of mustard yellow, or kind of like a kind of burnt mustard yellow, and his shoes are traditional elven shoes that are they're leather, but they come to a point and the points curl a little bit at the end, and on top he's wearing a forest green tunic that has like a little bit of shoulder showing on both sides, but there's like kind of interweaved like gold leaf lace, and by gold leaf I mean they're like actually like little leaves. And and it has like a small, like not like gaudy auspicious cloak, but like a little like comes to a triangular point cloak that goes over the shoulders and down the back.
For those who don't know what hammer pants are, they're Aladdin pants. I looked them up.
But yeah.
Crucible, what are you wearing?
Essentially, what I'm wearing is kind of a cloak. I don't require a lot of clothing, so it's a cloak. But instead of just coming over the shoulders, it kind of comes down and then comes back up on the other shoulder. It's got some gilded border around all of it, and then it's held together with a big round emblem.
Emblem of what?
I have no idea. I didn't pick it.
Kalimvor?
It is not Kellamvor.
Okay.
No. It's
And harem pants.
no harem pants.
Damn it!
I do not require
I think
pants.
he's wearing pants at all.
If he wears pants, how is he going to show off his gold-plated pelvic region?
No, I still have my trappings underneath.
Duncan.
Well, I am also wearing harem pants, but mine are made out of, I don't know, I can feel the texture there. They're a bit fuzzy on the outside, but it's a really tight fuzzy. I don't know what to call it even. And they've got a white stripe down the sides of the legs that go all the way down. And they fit quite nicely around my bum. And I don't need a belt because they've been tailored so well. And then I'm wearing a lovely shirt. It's about this. It's made of the same thing. It's that same kind of feeling that it's a bit fuzzy there, and it's got little stripes coming down the arm. Then, and there's I don't know what to even call this thing, but you can pull it up and down, and it closes or opens like that.
Zipper.
Right? I've never seen one of those before. It's amazing.
And Bo said, I don't fucking know, give me something. And he ended up with a suit.
That came out with his Ori. Well, now one of us has to change.
I know, right? Yeah, I'm imagining Bo like got like a legit 3-piece suit, and now like with the old like the beard, the salt and pepper, and all that, he just like looks like a total zaddy.
Yeah, he got his hair all braided back and stuff like that. Just because I'm married doesn't mean I don't want people to look. All right. You were escorted to a cart at the station, and the lot of you travel. You were headed back toward the side of the opening underground that is the cavernous opening underground that is the city. You're headed towards the direction of going back toward Krasden. Close to where you would normally exit to head to Krasden, you take a small off ramp, we'll call it, and almost immediately stop. This is right on the exterior edge, heading in the direction of Krasden. You get out, you are expected. There's quite the, we'll call it red carpet sort of treatment happening, right? A lot of people wandering around, a lot of people trying to get in, a lot of journalist-style people paying attention.
Get out first, and I hold the door and I help everyone out. I give them a hand and let them out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wave a bit every once in a while, and I let the next one come out.
Right Protectorate, Right Protectorate. Questions? Do you have time for a question? Right Protectorate?
You there? What's the question? Go.
Who are you wearing?
I believe her name was Buttons. I'm pretty sure Buttons, and then Thread was also there.
Buttons and Thread. Oh, fantastic.
Right.
Crucible, did you shine yourself before coming?
That's an inappropriate question and he'll not be answering.
Hey, that'd be the wrong question. Out of character, that's the wrong question to ask me. You should know better.
I do know better. That's why I did it. Bagby! With the upcoming, obvious upcoming change of guard, are you excited to be joining the council?
Absolutely. It has been a lifelong dream of mine to follow in the footsteps of my prestigious grandmother. I couldn't have asked for a better mentor or confidant in all of the years she has proudly served the Council of Krasdcuden.
At this point,
I only hope I can live up to her massive influence she has had on this developing and incredible community.
Oh, it's pretty good. That's pretty good. Immediately, everybody ignores you as Queen. All the rest of you, as Queen Sadala is the last to get off the cart in this flowing, armored, tall.
Just checking. Joe is with us.
Yes, Joe is with you right now.
Okay.
For the actual council thing tomorrow, I'm probably going before the
Her
council.
clothing
Probably
designer
not.
was Blizzard Entertainment.
Heading up, you head down past the first manor to the second one. Not overly large, but a large entertainment indoor. Like the housing portion itself isn't overly large, but there is a large entertainment sort of ballroom that you can see that is one side completely covered in glass and elevated above the wall, the external wall, so that looking out from the ballroom you can see the entirety of the city in its splendor. You were escorted in. Along the sides and edges are tables upon tables filled with food and other refreshments of various nature. This place is already mostly full, as full as it's going to get, right? Like, it's not like standing room only, but there's a bunch of people in here already, and everybody's dressed to the nines. For this being a thing that was just thrown together, people seem to have thrown it together pretty well. At this point, I'll
be at the buffet table then. I'll watch over there. I'll make sure nothing happens.
Yeah, I bet you will.
While I'm eating, I've got to taste the food to make sure nothing's poison.
No, I totally understand. You definitely have to do that. There's not enough room for shit here.
Yeah, that is very true, Puddlefist, whoever you are.
I am already working on that. Thank you very much. And I will join you here in a second. Nitma, coming up in like this V-neck mini skirt sort of situation, comes running, running up to Bagby. Hey, baby! You ready to get your fucking shit just blasted against the wall? I'm sorry, I'm like 3 drinks in already.
Congratulations on your retirement, Grandma.
Thank you, baby. You have no idea how much I've wanted this. It's been a really long time, you know? And we're not supposed to live this long. Whew. But I hear you and Lacey are already barking orders at each other, so that's good.
I have a friend here to see you.
And who did you... Oh, shit. I am not sober enough for the... Queen Sadala! Nitma, my dear. She kneels down on one knee to get on her level, which she hasn't done for literally anybody else. I have so looked forward to seeing you again. I am so surprised, staring at Bagby, that you are here!
I told you that's where we were going.
I know! What is the pleasure of your acquaintance? I unfortunately come with news of war. not peace. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably pretty bad. Don't worry, I won't ruin your party with it. Though these are things for tomorrow. I hope to speak to some of your council members, however. Well, yes. They're about. Axum's the one sitting in the corner being grumpy as shit. Tilde's over there. Dolls just follow the smell of shit. Oh, Nitma. When you have a chance later, I would like a private conversation, if at all possible. Of course, yeah. Yes, actually, I'm available now, Bagby? Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
That'll be good. It'll give her a whole lot more time to get drunk later.
Bagby, you are more than invited to attend, if you are so inclined.
Seeing as how, apparently as of right now, I'm taking over for Grandma, I would like to join, yes.
Nope, tomorrow, kid. Tomorrow. I'm just gonna do it hungover. I don't give a fuck anymore. Council meeting. Doing it first thing tomorrow morning. You're signing the paperwork. It's all good. Nitma leads you off down a hallway away from the large atrium. She approaches. The hallway is a little too short for the queen, and the door she approaches is much too short for the queen. You'll have to do your best. I don't really have an alternative here. I will make it work. Awkwardly scrunching through this door, very as queenly as she can. You find yourself in a small sitting room. All right, just sit wherever, make yourselves at home. Oh, actually, literally make yourself at home. Bagby, this is where you live now.
Oh, so this is where you live?
Well, you know, when I'm not living at the other place. I mean, for real, I'm moving back home tomorrow. So, yep.
Cool.
I mean, maybe a day after that.
Well, at least we now have a place to stay when we're here.
Yeah, you're going to have to put up, like, cots or something for the others.
That'll be fine.
They're not going to fit in a single friggin' bed in this place.
We'll just remodel.
Huh. Good. So, my queen, what can we do for you? Bagby, there's tea over in the corner. If you can get Grandma a cup real quick, that would really help. She sits down, doing her best to look as sober as possible. Well, I've come all this way. Queen Sidal is now awkwardly sitting in a lounge chair that looks like it's made for a fucking toddler. I plan to agree to Axum's idea to cave in some northern roads leading into my kingdom. Yeah, Axum's run that by me too. I think it's a good idea. Bagby, have you seen it yet?
Mm-hmm.
Good. I am not excited to have Krasdcuden engineers and military wander through my territories. I should say that forefront. You know our rocky history. Yeah, partially my fault, honestly. And my people will remember that history as well. I hope this will repair certain things. Bagby. Master Bagby, I apology. I will need a true ally with your council. I was hoping you would be that person. Considering our brief yet intimate history.
Interactions between us have been nothing but positive, so I have no reservations being your ally on the council.
Very good. The reason I bring you in here is when this plan takes place, I truly believe it will, I would like as little troops from your part present as possible. Whatever engineers, spellcasters, guards they so need, I understand, but if we could keep it to a minimum. There's already rumblings from, well, more than a few people believe what they believe from when last we were together. Very few believe that the king simply fell out of that window.
I don't know why they wouldn't believe the truth.
Yes, agreed. But conspiracy theories and whatnot. I'm just saying this is an unfortunate time and quite strenuous upon my leadership. We do not have a council or a voting party amongst mine. It has never worked. An empire is what we hold. Empires fall in very dramatic fashion, you understand. And this all feels very dramatic. I'm simply asking for... Well, you've already answered. I just want to know that we are still friends, Master Bagby.
Regardless of what unfortunate incidents happened in the past, favors were owed, favors were called in. At this point in time, we are neutral as far as who owes who favors, which means we can simply be friends.
That brings up the second thing I am hopeful for tomorrow. As my friend, I will need some backing so that this doesn't appear as if the Goblin City is granting a favor to my kingdom, that it is mutually beneficial that these things are done. I believe, based on Axum's letters, that he will agree, but I was hoping to garner more assistance in that this evening.
With the amount of Underdark insurgents appearing to the south towards your homeland, smaller groups of our guards would have an easier time passing undetected to ensure that the deed is done and the job is done to benefit both sides. We lose less people, the job is done more efficiently. I see mutual benefits to a small group going not only for your own personal comfort in your home, but for the success of the mission in the first place.
And I agree that is best. I simply don't want to owe Krasdcuden a favor after this.
I don't see how us planning a successful logistical mission is owing or granting you a favor in any way. This completely benefits our army by being able to do a stealth mission and lose less people. It has nothing to do with you.
Of which I agree. I just want to make sure that I am not the only one making this argument.
Oh, I'm practicing right now. That's the argument that I plan to make. I plan on also spreading it around the party tonight to those that would listen.
Very good. Such is my plan as well. Well, that's all I really needed. Nitma. She sort of leans forward in her chair. Are you drunk?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm fucking toasted, sorry. Started a little early. Oh, God. Well, Nitma and Bagby. Nitma, you've done a great job for this city. And I have the utmost respect for your kin.
And we for yours.
Now I have to squeeze out of this fucking door. Bagby, can you watch the shoulders? I think the shoulders are getting caught.
I help maneuver.
She leaves.
Grandma,
Yeah.
if Dulce were to die or go missing tonight, how deep of an investigation would there be?
Well, he's a council member. Albeit a not very liked one, but that's still 1/6 of the city he represents. I mean, if you're going straight 1 for 1.
It was just a thought.
Hey, I've had that thought. And I don't disagree with you. But I'm not going to tell you what to do, kid. 'Cause that's not my job anymore.
You still have a lot of things you have to tell me, so you better have been keeping notes or a journal or something to pass down, because there's a lot of shit about you I don't understand.
Oh, you'll be fine. Come here. She leads you over to the fireplace.
Is it the flu network?
No,
Can I travel through this fireplace?
don't step in the fire. No. She pulls on the bookshelf nearest to it, and the bookshelf opens just a tiny bit, enough to like shuffle through. It leads you down a set of stairs, and you find yourself in a record-keeping room. Here you go, kid. Every little secret. Every last one. All of them written down and recorded. And if you think I'm gonna take the time and read all this shit to you, I don't want to live that long.
Just maybe do a quick run around and just pull out the most important ones that I can tackle first.
All right.
I don't need to know everyone's bathroom schedule. That one can stay in the wall. But like the integral key secrets, just a quick little circle.
God, I wish I still had a fucking bathroom schedule. She shuffles over to the rightmost wall from where you entered. This room is surprisingly big. But Nitma and Bagby sized, right? You're not muted. The thank you. He unmuted just to blow us. Oh, I love it.
Now watch me go to the bathroom.
I would, but I don't want to see you grunt that hard. My kid did that today. He's standing by his chair and he starts grunting and making red face, and I go, "Do you need to go poo poo in the potty?" No. You fucking little pain in the come here. It's cute, but it's annoying. Starts here. She points down at the bottom. This is the first one. She takes out a book and shows it to you. The first ones, I'll be honest, the first, I don't know, 2 years is all kind of journal entry stuff. I was trying to figure it out. It's more useful after this, but, you know, a drier read, I'll say. Start at 1, go all the way, and she shows that it goes from the bottom right, left to the next shelf, left to the next shelf. And there's 8 shelves in the room.
Okay.
I know it's a lot, and quite frankly, you don't need most of this crap. I didn't need most of this crap. But, if you do it the way I did it, you'll do this for a while. So, the memories aren't so good. Keep notes.
And if I don't do it how you did it?
Goblins don't live long lives. And it takes a while to train somebody to be any good at this.
Okay.
I had 8 husbands. You're going to find that out. 3 of them were dwarves. So there's going to be some, yeah. Yep. Real quick, do you open the book that she handed you at all?
I think I probably would then just like flip through the pages.
The date on the very first entry is almost 200 years ago.
No, 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 no. No. I put it in my bag and walk out.
Now Bagby's drinking. I know, kid. I know. I know. Just step away from the ledge. I love you.
I'm mad at you.
I know. Oh, I'm mad at me. Are you kidding me?
You're telling me in 200 years there wasn't a single other goblin that you sired that could do this job?
Excuse me, 194? I haven't hit 200 yet. And no. I mean, there was a couple, but they said no. Sorry, that shouldn't be funny. What? Come on. Are you mad at Grandma?
Yes.
She starts doing like saucy dance. Are you mad at your grandma?
Yes.
Are you mad at your grandma?
I walk away.
It's a party!
I go find my friends.
Okay. You find your friends.
Ori, they got an entire table of prawns over there.
I didn't even get them down here.
That's a good question.
They're not
Yes,
gritty
yes.
or anything.
Yeah, it's a real nice spread.
Go get some before they're all gone.
I've never had watermelon before. This is fucking great.
Hey,
Well, clearly our appetites do different things when we're under stress.
I know how to get your appetite back. Just saying. Cut to Ori, Duncan, and Bo in the men's restroom. They all wander out blurry-eyed.
You know, this really is some fucking great watermelon.
Next up, I'm going to try that breaded and fat fried chicken. I ain't never thought of that before.
it holds the juices in so well when they do it that way.
They have a.
It's like,
They have a.
it's like the stuff that Norm goes and grabs from some mystical place called Kentako Hut.
Kentako. The mythical Kentako Hut.
Yeah.
There's no way any of that food's good. There's too many things to know how to prepare, and they're teenagers.
KFC, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut. How dare you say such blasphemous things?
I'm at the Pizza Hut. I'm at the Taco Bell. I'm at the combination of Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. So yes, what do you do for a little bit? What do you do? What do you want to do? What do you want to accomplish? Crucible. You're the only one unmuted.
I think that we have a thing with the Dolph that we need to take care of. At least scope him out a little bit.
Okay.
Let him know that we know.
Okay. Go ahead and roll perception to find him.
$24.
Yes, you find Dolls. He is towards the back, conversing with some other high and mighties, but he's not making the rounds of the room. He's sort of just sticking to his little corner.
Yeah. I don't give a shit. I head on over to...
All right. You head over.
I watch Crucible as he goes, so I want to keep an eye on him, make sure he's all right.
Okay.
I don't follow, though. I just follow with my eyes.
All right. Ori and Bagby.
I figure this could be going on while I'm in the...
Okay, sure.
them.
Ori?
Oh, it's Lincoln time.
I'm just kind of feeling the room out again. Like, I don't know what music's playing, but all I hear is Steppenwolf. And just generally,
Over there.
just observing the room. I'm just gonna be.
No, they're over there. Look.
Out of character, Bagby, did you get the name of that guy that we encountered earlier?
What's she doing, Lincoln? What you been up to?
The one spy you
His
interrogated.
spies.
Guys that you ripped up.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they wouldn't tell me their names.
Okay.
Say hi.
Lincoln, did you poo-poo in the potty today? Or did you just grunt one out there in front of your dad?
Oh, he just did it in front of me.
It's gonna be real hard for him to get a new job like that.
Right.
You're so cute.
I mean, they were fine with it at the steel mill, but
As long as you are working, they didn't mind it in steel mill. But if
say
you want
bye-bye?
something, you will.
gonna have to stop pooping your pants if you want to make your way up the corporate ladder.
Only cool kids pooped their pants.
Isn't that right, Linky? You poop your pants today.
Okay.
Okay. He's...
Good night, buddy. I love you. He said good night.
Aw.
Oh.
All right. You approach.
Has he got people around him? Is he in the middle of a conversation?
He is.
Good. Good. I walk straight up to him and I get in his face. I'm about this far away from his nose to nose, like that far away. I'm like,
Okay.
exactly. I'm like, okay. And I say ever so softly to him, so we've already encountered the friends that you sent after us. And I just want you to know, we know what you're doing. And if we encounter any of them again, they're not going to get away. Not like the ones we let go earlier today.
I promise you, I have no idea what you're
You
talking
know
about.
exactly what I'm talking about.
If you could take a step or two back, that
I
would
get
be...
closer. I need you to understand what I'm saying. If we encounter any of them again, not only are we going to take care of them, we're going to take care of you. Do you understand?
I understand you're openly threatening a council member.
That is correct, I am. I'm openly doing this to a council member who is doing some pretty shady things. And I think this particular council member doesn't want everybody to know what he's been doing. Do we have an understanding?
I understand that you've completely lost
You're going to
your
understand that
fucking
you're going to
mind.
back off.
You think you intimidate me, Metal Man? We're not playing in your world. We're playing in mine. So you leave me
That's-
alone and stop threatening me for unfounded reasons.
Unfounded. Know this, little man. You have been warned.
Oh, good. He's Hydus, too.
I just stand there at that point.
Do you stop bending over to be right next to him?
Yeah, I stand up.
Okay.
I'm not going to move.
Okay. Well, I feel safer now. At least there's another pillar to catch if the ceiling would fall. As we were saying before, I was so rudely interrupted. And he just continues on with his stuff.
I listened to the conversation.
It's fairly vapid. The people around him are clearly socialite types. And he's there half-heartedly asking him for stuff because he's a council member, and he's half-heartedly not really agreeing, but saying he'll look into it. You know what I mean? Just he's being a politician.
To me, it doesn't matter what the conversation is unless something important happens. I'm going to stay there until he's the one who moves.
Okay. It would take a few minutes, but he would. Going to the bathroom now, Pillar. You want to hold up the stall for me, too?
I just watch him go. I mean, I don't watch him go. I watch him leave.
I stand over the stall because I'm tall enough, and I just stare at him.
I could do that and just chuckle.
All right. This is truly evil. I can't go like. Come on,
No,
you should know. You shouldn't. This is not okay. At this point, it's sexual assault. Okay.
I allow him to leave, and then I return to the others and basically just say, I hope I didn't make things worse. And just tell him what I said.
Okay.
I don't think that made anything worse. I don't think it could get any worse, really.
Hasn't he already tried to kill you? How much fucking worse can it get?
Aye.
I don't know if it did any good, but I don't know if it made it any worse either.
Bagby, how big of a deal would it be if I just go in the bathroom and then, I don't know, jam his whole head down the pooper?
I mean, he is a council member. So unfortunately, because of politics, there is some amount of widespread protection for him.
On the range of monster troubles from, 1 being Uri and 10 being a wyvern.
How do you feel about a goblin-sized prison?
Not a lot of legroom.
Mm-hmm.
Just gotta let it be, man. Like, well, I'm conflicted actually, because part of me is like, you should just, kind of chill this Fuku. But then the other side is like, it's like the man wants us to like let it go, and let all his stuff go, and then just, is that more chicken?
All right, I'm cutting you off.
I need some assistance from you boys, if I can.
Of course.
I need you to
Oh, sure. What do you need?
spread about the room, join random conversations, and talk about how massive and scary and the things that we saw, the flaming minotaurs, can't be beat, unstoppable, those kind of things. Just really play up how bad it is out there.
If you're asking me to lie, I won't.
Not really lying. I mean, you saw the flaming minotaurs. They're scary.
Oh, aye, but we kind of wiped the floor with them. I mean,
That was Duncan. Duncan wiped the floor with them.
okay, one of us wiped the floor with them.
And if you didn't have the skills of someone like that, you probably would get your butt kicked a little bit.
All right. Let's not do fighting words now. Oh, come on.
I'm just saying, we need to create a little bit of a buzz about some of the things that we've seen. You don't have to talk a lot about it, just like, yeah, flaming minotaurs. And I'm trying to promote an idea around the council that sending a smaller number of goblins, should Axum's plan get approved, would be better than sending an army. A smaller number could sneak by, a smaller number can go undetected. Make it a stealth mission instead of an army mission.
Right.
We gotta
That's
like
quite a nice
force
idea.
those tunnels so that we don't have to deal with like a lot of them, because like we kicked the crap out of those ones that showed up, but there were a lot more out there, and we had to like get the fuck out. Can you imagine like having to deal with like thousands, tens of thousands of them? They got numbers.
I think I understand, Bagby. He turns around and walks maybe 5 feet away to the next group of people talking. There's Flyman Minotaurs. And I believe that we should send people to the Drow Kingdom to small groups to help them.
Like that he said.
He turns around and thumbs up in your direction.
I walk over. Hello, everyone. I am soon-to-be Master Bagby, taking over for Nitma. This is my friend, Bo. He's not used to social situations, but what he says is true. There are, and I go on to, in a political way, start spreading the ideas of what it's like out there and why we should send a small group.
And he would help anytime he had a chance. He'd be like, they're very big and they're very strong. And he'd go, aye, massive fuckers. Really, had flames coming out their back.
There you go, Bo. Just tell it like it's a bar story, you can fudge the numbers on like how many of them there were. And...
There's dirty humans with them too. Not like me.
And that's how I spend the party.
Okay.
Sowing seeds.
Okay.
Same. I'm going to roll persuasion now, just to see
Oh,
what
yeah.
happens.
It's not a bad idea if anybody would like to do that.
Well, yeah, let's see how good my stories are.
Do I get advantage because I have Bo with me?
No! Don't make me give you disadvantage.
A bit of luck here. There we are. Modified 20. Right, and they were
Isn't bad. I'll take 16.
quite large. And there's flames. I mean, I've seen minotaurs before, but I've never seen one that could shoot flame. Out of his mouth like that. It's like,
I think I'm just
Hell yeah.
providing support in the sense of, like they hear it from other people and I'm just like, oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I heard about that. I saw
That's
that
true.
shit. Yes.
I was there, I saw it.
Within the hour, you have most of the party having casual conversations about this army of Baphomet that is incurring upon the Drow Empire.
And the importance of a stealth mission as opposed to force.
Well, you know how telephone works. They're talking about giants now. So,
The small goblin army can't take on giants.
if that's all you're doing for the remainder of the evening,
Aye.
whenever you feel it is appropriate, you may leave.
I feel like at some point in the evening, I would just because this was clearly like such a big, obviously this is such a big deal for Netma. I would do like one of those like dances you do at the weddings where they like stand, where the little kid stands on your feet.
Okay, that's.
So he's
It seems a little racist. I gotta be honest with you.
so sorry, Nate. I'm so sorry. I've got him. I do. I have him here. I'm taking him now. We're going home now. Ori, come on. Let's go.
You fuck
Listen
off!
to everyone.
You have any idea how long it's been since a man asked me to dance? You shut the fuck up. You get away from me, butt Duncan.
Right. Sorry then.
I'm sorry, the on the feet thing was in poor taste. You're actually a very good dancer.
Okay.
They wake up together in the same bed. Which is
No.
awkward.
No. Then Bagby has to kill Ori, and that's a whole thing. or have Ori killed. She can do that now. She's a very important person.
Long rest.
Long rest. I'm gonna go to the restroom. You guys?
I would read a little bit before I go to bed.
Okay. Also, you guys need to figure out where the hell you stay. Just honestly,
Here. We just go upstairs.
there's nowhere for them to fit at all.
It's made for tiny people.
Listen, Duncan and Ori could probably make it work, and Crucible, I can't imagine the Tin Man making it to any part of the house.
No way.
First of all, you have a compact button, don't you? You're like a transformer. We can just push a button and you.
All right, now she's being
You
racist.
would stumble to a local hotel that caters to orcs and larger creatures.
The Helmies like us.
Well, it wouldn't be to Helmies, it would be to like orcs and drow.
I mean, not specifically for Helmies, but it would work for us.
Right. Yeah, we'd have our size stuff. Go to the big and tall section of hotels. The XL Hotel.
Joe, you've been awfully quiet. Are you all right?
Oh, you know. I'm just. It's been a long day.
Suppose you miss your lady, don't you? It's been a long time.
My balls are getting a little blue.
That's not quite what I meant, but all right then. I mean, those are the kind of conversations you're supposed to have with Ori, not with me. I feel awkward now.
I really miss my mom's cooking. We do need to have dinner with her when we go back upstairs.
You know, that would be quite nice. It's been a long time since I've seen your parents. I hope they're all right.
They right. They're good. They'd love to see you.
Great, nice talk then.
Yup.
Suppose I'll just find a bed now. So
I'm gonna snuggle with Ori.
perfect.
I'm sorry, Morgan. But it's so easy.
Feel like Ori's the little spoon. You know, the inside spoon.
I mean, yeah, it works better that way. He's kind of got that long hair, and it kind of gets in my face. But...
Logistically, it does work better, but some days, you know, even if you're bigger, you just want to be held.
Has Laura stopped telling Crucible that all those metal people look the same?
No, we just had a conversation with Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Bagby is, Laura is playing Joe right now. Conversation with Duncan.
Hey, Laura.
Hey, Ori. How's it going?
You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful with the bad Patrick Warburton. It gets to slow real quick.
I think I lean more towards Eeyore than slow, but yeah, mine turns Eeyore.
No one likes me, and I guess that's fine. Also, my Zoom wouldn't work earlier.
You know, the sad part is how much I saw that coming.
But I just couldn't get out of the way. All right. So you all wake up the next morning sleeping on the floor somewhere in Bagby's new house.
No.
We found a hotel.
Did you? Okay, good.
We went to the DXL hotel.
Right off the freeway. There's stains.
It's like a hotel made for larger with accommodations for larger races. Like
Orcs XL. The
Ori was a little weird about the excessive use of animal furs, but is fine.
Where do you reconvene? That's a group.
I probably would go with them.
Okay.
I hope they have a continental breakfast downstairs.
Yeah, I mean, we got to meet up for breakfast, you know.
What continent? That doesn't work. Duncan, they're underground. What is the continental breakfast gonna do?
Oh, I don't know. Perhaps it's down here. It's in under
Undercontinental.
Whatever continent, they give away free breakfast.
I'm gonna give you an incontinental breakfast.
That doesn't sound as good as it might. No, I'm good with that.
No, too many onions in that omelet.
I don't want this. Take it
All
back.
right. I'll just have one.
One incontinental breakfast. There you go. A lot of cheese. The
Continental breakfast. The new slogan for Taco Bell breakfast.
brought to you by the people who get delivered fish people sticks. Incontinental breakfast. We didn't like this either. Okay. Yes, you're all together again. You're having your your subcontinental breakfast.
Coffee's good.
It's council day.
What you want us to do, Bagby?
Just be there, I guess. Ready in case shit goes down.
Is there, a place we can go and just watch things?
Yes, there's viewing. There's a sort of seating set. You would remember this from last time. There's a seating section.
Right.
That's generally like press or pages or stuff like that. So
Well, friend Bagby, you're in luck because being present for things is one of my strong suits, unlike my father.
Oh, ow. Oh, ow. Self-burn.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you ever hear back about that renovation thing from Lacey?
No, I didn't.
The more I thought about that, the more it made me worried last night.
Me too.
What?
In fact,
Oh,
the
yeah,
fact that
the
they didn't
potential
hear back from her
secret.
makes me worried. Can we go to the council chambers real quick and make sure Lacey's still alive? I don't remember seeing her at the party.
Oh, I saw her towards the end.
Did she get to dance?
She danced a lot. Not with a lot of people, but danced a lot.
Sometimes it's better that way.
Aye.
I suppose I should have danced with her, but I didn't want her getting the wrong idea or nothing.
Right.
It must be safe.
Right. She'd think that about you, Twinkleheads. Right.
Alright.
Nothing. You're just, she's a rough and tumble sort of spy gal. And you're, you ate a lot of chicken last night, Boyle.
I suppose I did make a little bit of an ass of myself. Oh well.
Laura, Mom.
Someone sneaking up behind you there. Look out!
It's an assassin!
My mother! Hi, Internet. They
Hello,
can't see your face,
mother.
Mom. They just see from your neck down.
Decapitated
It's
mother.
quite
Hello.
nice to meet you then.
Okay, I will be right back.
We need help.
I'm so glad you didn't kill her then. Thought you were an assassin. So that was weird.
A little bit.
I was gonna wait till they got a little farther away, but all right. So you all head back to the council. Y'all head back to the council. Yes, council chambers.
Oh, yep.
Do we have to give back those suits from last night?
Oh no.
Really?
You don't want to do much fighting in that though. It'd be better to just put it away in your pack or something like that.
Oh, no. I won't fight in it. Yes, dear, if I make it to the summer, has a wedding coming up. That'd be awful nice.
Aye, that's a good idea.
I mean, I hear in certain circles, I mean, if you have to kill somebody in a suit, that's like sort of cool.
Aye, that seems cool. But it'd ruin the suit.
Aye.
Most likely, unless you dramatically adjusted your tie afterwards.
Well, I mean, you've got your magics, but anytime I've ever killed anybody, it's a real messy endeavor.
Yeah.
I put mine in my box of holding.
Oh boy! Oh, now it's going to be wet. You've done it in.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. You just shake it out a bit.
You've done it
Hang
in.
it in your dry.
No,
It'll be fine.
it won't dry right. It won't dry right.
It'll be fine.
That's silks right there. You fucked it.
I didn't mean no. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's like he's never owned anything nice in his life.
I hope it's going to be fine. I hope it's going to be fine.
I can't deal with this. Crucible. How was your evening?
I basically spent the entire time looking at a wall.
I noticed you didn't dance much. They're not for dancing.
Well, our kind are not really known for their dance moves, so yeah.
You don't have to be like the rest of your kind. You can be a trailblazer, bud. You can be anything you want to be.
I thank you for that support, Ori. Yeah, but no, we're just not much into dance as a form of celebration.
I mean, you could. It might be a little stiff, like stiff movements and stuff like that. But if it's on beat, you could come up with your own dance. Call it the Warforged or something.
I mean, we're very agile, sure, but we just choose not to dance that much.
It's fair. We filled time, Bagby.
I turned it off and back on again.
Your mum seems like a lovely person.
She is lovely. I feel like you would enjoy her.
Yeah, she does.
Yes, that's right. I think we would enjoy her.
It was just wrong. It was wrong.
I hate both of you.
It's better that it's Phil's aunt too.
I mean, that's from everything Phil has told me.
They're gonna leave, and we're already missing Morgan, and so we can't. Okay. You arrive at the council district. No, don't do it. Don't do it.
That is the appropriate response.
Except I actually have to pee.
Oh, so.
I'm glad I'm all alone here all the time so that no one can possibly show up that you guys can make jokes about.
Is she seriously just gone?
Oh, she had
Yeah,
to
she went
pee.
to pee.
Right. Okay. So you're at the council district. Lacey walks up to you and Nitma is there. However, Nitma is sitting in a chair towards the back of her office with sunglasses on.
Oh God, it's gonna be weekend at Nitma's.
Look at Nitma.
Where the fuck is Nitma? There she is.
She doesn't look like she's doing too well.
Can I do a medicine check to make sure she's still alive? Hold the mirror under her nose.
Bagby, I said you've arrived at your office. Lacey's there, and Nitma's also there, sitting in a chair towards the back with sunglasses on.
Lacey, did you have an update about the renovations?
Yes, if you're comfortable with hearing it now.
Yes, please. I would have loved to hear it yesterday, but now is good too.
Don't start with me, okay? I didn't get it until 4 in the morning. There is some things to suspect.
I knew it.
We didn't find anything in the surrounding offices, and we definitely didn't find anything heading downstairs. However, the head artisan in charge of the final details on the bus is missing. Which I don't know what that means, but could be something.
Definitely could be something.
His partner filed a complaint with the local guard in their district, and, well, things have bogged up and nobody's found any evidence. I need coffee.
Right,
Well,
I'm on the coffee. I'll get that for you.
Thank you, Duncan.
Where do I get that for you?
Oh my.
I'll come help. It's okay. It's okay.
Right.
I suppose we could investigate.
We don't have a lot of time. We need to meet. We need to convene in about an hour. You need to show up with bells on. 2 pieces they're going to do today is sign you in and then hear from the Queen.
Well,
Okay. Yeah, sorry to interrupt. Duncan was right. Where's the coffee actually stored?
Crystal Bucks. Down the street.
Oh, right. We'll get it from the shop. Yep. Okay, thank you.
Someone give those 2 money. I know they don't have any. So what do you want to do? We can push the meeting, but it means you wouldn't get signed in today.
no, we shouldn't push the meeting. That's important, and the Queen is here for a reason.
Do you expect him to do something in the council chambers? Because if Dulce is really planning something like that, he's going to be sitting there too.
I was more concerned about access, about this renovation granting access to the council chambers for people that we don't want to have access. But I suppose there are various types of access. Sound. Bugs.
I can send for one of the mages. They can sweep the place, maybe?
That would be smart. Let me take my friend Crucible here, and we'll just do a quick walk down the bus hallway before the meeting and see if we notice anything.
It's the one in the council chamber, surrounding the exterior walls. Here.
Then we'll go early, and we're going for a walk.
That's fine. Here.
I'll intercept Duncan and Ori on the way.
I have blueprints downstairs.
Please.
I'm going to check in on the Queen and then Dulce. Need to make sure that he's actually coming to shit. If he makes up some excuse, I'll call the whole thing.
Stay in touch.
I will. She gives you a map. Basically, it's a blueprint, but it's a map of the council chambers. Council building. This is carved into the back wall of the council district. Very large building, Roman-style columns on the outside. One way in and out. And that shows on the blueprints as well. It's the main door. Outside of that, there is a entry hall. Behind that is a circular, oval-shaped council chamber. And then basically surrounding all of that is just offices and reliquaries. That's the word I'm looking for. Where would you two like to look?
I'm going to try and intercept Duncan and Ori on the way and just have them leave Lacey's copy with a page.
They're on their way back.
Well, they kept asking if I wanted 1 shot or 2 shots, so I got 2 shots, and then they said something about double form, and I didn't know what regular form was, so I went ahead and I got double form. I hope it's okay.
Lacey will like it. It's fine. Hand it to Paige. Take the coffee up to Lacey.
How'd you know my name?
Because you're a page. And you're the best page we have, so my assumption is that your name is Paige.
All right.
One for you as well.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, aye. That was a mistake there, Boyle.
It was decaf, wasn't it?
Shite.
So, what are we looking for?
Anything and everything that's really weird in this hallway that's covered with the bus. The architect is gone and it's missing, and they couldn't find anything that they could pin on why he would be missing. And then this partner made the claim to the garden. Nobody's done anything, and nobody's researching anything. So we're going to go and take a look before the meeting at 1 in an hour.
Crucible, you speak Undercommon. What the fuck did you just say?
Well, she said we got to go do the thing where we got to go with and look, and then I had trouble following it myself.
Oh, we just wander around and look for some trouble.
Illness of mind removes one condition.
That you gave yourself.
Monk.
Role playing.
No, we need to go check out this hallway where Dulce was doing the renovations. As of right now, they can't seem to find anything particularly wrong with it, but the weird thing is the architect, designer in charge of the finishing, has gone missing. So we're going to just go take a look quick before the meeting. Lacey's going to call the meeting off if Dulce makes an excuse not to come, or if she thinks anything is off. Ideally, any of you magic users able to sense if there's some nefarious magic going on, that would be helpful too.
Yeah, you can certainly check it out.
I'm gonna go ahead and, I think with, Joe, we're going to watch the front door. Can't imagine him helpful here.
Good call.
Roll investigation then.
Okay, where are you checking?
Along the perimeter on the walls and things.
So you're inside the council chamber.
Aye.
Okay. Go ahead.
I roll in modified 20.
It does look different than the last time you were here, for sure. There are added busts. You remember busts from before. Sort of the entire exterior of the room, starting from pretty high up. There are these busts of former people of note, council members, blah, blah, blah. Right?
I make sure to touch them to make sure they feel like they're like real.
You notice you definitely notice the new ones. They have, I mean, there's a bit of a sheen to them, right? Like there's not the age that is clearly showing on some of the old ones, even though some of the old ones were clearly polished in this renovation. And they look different but feel pretty similar when you're touching them. Anybody else investigating anything?
I would like to. I will not stop and examine each individual one thoroughly, but I will look as though I'm reading. Is there like an inscription under the busts?
Yes, everyone is labeled.
I'm guessing it's an undercommon.
Yes, life, death, if there is a death.
I will be pretending to
names.
read them. Yeah, I can't read undercommon, but people don't know that. So I would be pretending to read them as I go by each of them. I would be casting detect magic for that 10 minutes as I walk the whole circle.
So you're gonna wait to ritual cast it?
No. It lasts for 10 minutes. I would cast it normally, but basically what I would be doing is I would be going from place to place, looking inconspicuous by looking like I'm reading what's on there as I'm scanning.
Okay.
Trying to make it not obvious what I'm doing.
You do not. You do not sense magic in along the outside of the walls.
Bagby.
Hmm.
Did you get the blueprints? The new ones for the place? Can't see them.
Yeah, we should probably, because there are offices, like entrances into offices here, right? Because the offices are on the other side.
Basically just outside the council chamber on all sides is surrounded by reliquaries and offices. So the whole building is sort of like this circular thing that spreads out from the oval office.
And are they council members' offices?
No, they're sort of they're record keeper sort of stuff. Council members have buildings outside of in the council district, but outside of the just like you now have. And Nitma had. They all have their own individual. This is their office, whether it's used or not.
Let's just go into one of these rooms here. I don't want to like whip out blueprints in the middle of the hallway.
You're able to find a quiet corner.
I'd like to see if, because of my abilities to read maps and things, and I'll roll another investigation if you prefer. But I'd like to see if I feel like there's a difference between what I see on the blueprint and what physically is there. Like if there's space missing, or if things, if there might be more.
I'm yawning like crazy. I apologize. Okay, so go ahead and roll investigate.
19.
No. In wandering, you scan over the blueprint real quick and sort of wandering around. There doesn't seem to be any bonus space. In fact, the exterior wall of the council is kind of thin when you're thinking about it. Especially the parts where the busts are carved in, they would have to dig farther in. But yeah, it's. But while it is incredibly strong stone, some places are pretty thin. Yeah.
Right.
There's definitely no room even for people Bagby size to be wandering through them.
Everything looks the way it's supposed to look there. I mean, these walls here, and over here are pretty thin. But other than that, don't think there's anything wrong here, baby.
Well, we can't say we didn't do our due diligence to check.
Aye.
I'm sure whatever he planned with this will come out sooner or later.
Bagby,
Hmm?
what's under here?
According to the blueprints, nothing.
Yeah, according to the blueprints, nothing. And Lacey seems to believe that there still was nothing, but
When they say that, I would say just hold on a moment. I would go out to one of the newly renovated busts, and I would examine to see if there are any very, very small creases anywhere, like just even like gap that would be naturally occurring.
Okay. Go ahead.
What do you want me to roll for that?
Investigation.
Okay.
You do not find anything of note.
I would turn around and go back.
what are you doing?
Never mind, just some silly superstition. I was just thinking, like, if there were any creases anywhere, like, you know,
Like secret doors?
if there was, like, if it were part of a passage and there were a crease, we wouldn't have to necessarily find the button because I could just turn into an itty bitty ant and crawl through that crease. But it seems pretty airtight to me.
I'm gonna run out and start booping all of them on the snoot.
Booping
Secret button, secret button, secret button, secret button.
Secret tunnel!
Secret tunnel!
Secret tunnel through the mountain. Secret, 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 secret tunnel. Okay. You booping them on the snoot doesn't do anything.
Well, that's not their snoots.
I would like to read the plaques as well,
Okay.
since I speak Undercommon.
Investigation.
+3. Roll. 14?
Which ones do you check? The new ones, clearly?
New ones, yeah.
Its name, day of birth, day of death, and a small excerpt of everything they've done. Going down to some people you don't know of, a lot of people that you've heard of, maybe in schooling or something like that. And then Nitma being the last one because she's retiring.
I don't know. Ori, I feel like you're onto something, but I'm having a hard time finding anything. It's not their noses. All of their plaques say things that are relatively normal.
Like I was saying, just like I didn't think like I would necessarily need to like solve the puzzle if there was like a secret entrance, because if there was any kind of crease, I could just crawl through it and investigate. But I didn't even see a crease.
Mm. Well,
Hey, kid. Nitma wanders in.
hi, Grandma.
Oh my god, they fucked up my nose so bad.
What do you mean?
The bust. Look at it. It's terrible. It's nowhere near that big. This is embarrassing.
Boop.
As I'm looking at Nitma and looking at the bust, how far off does the nose seem?
It's correct. You boop that snoot.
It looks bigger with all those fingerprints on it.
Don't boop my fake suit. You come over here and you give me a proper boop, young lady. All right, you ready?
Grandma, don't you think it's weird that it's been so many years and no one has taken any initiative on these busts, and then all of a sudden Dulce signs off on these renovations? The man does not do anything altruistic. Everything he does is for his own personal gain. There has to be something here.
I agree, Bagby. But Lacey hasn't turned anything up, and that's why I came down early. Do you got anything?
Well, Ori checked for magics and didn't find anything, at least out here. We have the blueprints, and Duncan says they look about right. Ori had the thought of maybe the construction was something below, and the busts themselves could be either a mechanism or the crease or something that would lead to a secret tunnel. But I booped all the snoots, and they're not.
There's no.
And I read all of the plaques, and they all seem right.
I know there's no basement to this building. It's a good 40 meters to the ceiling of the next district.
How much time do we have?
Before
other people start to show up?
We'll start showing soon, but half an hour till things are actually supposed to kick off.
I would like to. Am I permitted to go inside the chambers themselves?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're right, Protectorate. You can basically argue anything you want while you're in the city.
I've been in there one time.
Yeah.
So why not? I guess I go in there and I see if
you're in the chambers now. Like, that's where the busts are. It's in the chambers.
Oh, they're in the chambers. Okay.
Yeah. It's just one big oval-shaped room.
Right, but I guess I would be checking the floor of the oval-shaped room.
Yeah. It's sort of a Roman Pantheon style, a Roman Congress style, where it's steps leading down to a flat area at the bottom. Where the council members sit is this elevated area facing those curved steps. There's large chairs up there.
Anything on or near the ceiling that could be some loose and shoddy masonry, whether intentional or unintentional, that could fall on somebody?
Well, you couldn't get to there's no way you could get to the ceiling right now.
Well, I mean, like, looking.
Perception, although I will say without rolling, no.
Oh, okay.
But you can roll anyway.
Doesn't matter. I'm glad I'm getting the bad rolls out of the way.
I mean, it's dwarven artisanship and stonework, so it all looks good.
Okay.
I think all we could do now is just keep our eyes open.
My eyes are always mostly open.
Okay. A little bit of time passed. People start to show up. Everyone shows. Every member of the council, Dulce, Axum, the lot. Everybody's getting ready to sit down. All right, baby, you should make your way up there.
I go.
I take a position that's like floor level, if that's possible. Like near the bottom of the chamber where people would speak.
Okay. The rest of you?
That would be the same for me.
Ori, where would you like to sit?
Same as the others.
We'll have Joe and Bo sitting with you, I suppose.
I think we need some people up near the top with
That they can be there as well. That makes sense.
right.
Sure. Those two will be up there. Axum sitting in the center. We're about ready. I've got other things to do today. He leans over to you, Bagby. You ready, kid?
I suppose so.
Aye. Let's get this underway. First piece of business. Former council member Nitma. Everyone starts to clap and cheer. Nitma wanders up to the speaking podium. All right. I'm officially handing over the keys. There it is. She takes out a parchment. Already signed by the other members of the council. I will put my name on it. Master Bagby, if you could come down and put the old name right here. Giving it a once-over, it names you her replacement in sense of retirement, giving you all of the station thereof. Technically, it makes you the spy master as well, but you're just going to let Lacey handle it. That's what you agreed upon anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Bagby.
All right, kid, good job. Is it yours? She hands it to you.
Take it.
All right, go sit down. Do you go back and sit in your spot?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'd like to say it was a good time, but instead it was a long time. I'll miss some of you, and some of you I'll actually speak to after this. And then some of you just exist. Right, I'm good. she turns around and just goes and sits down. Chuckling a bit, Axum leans forward. Fair enough.
Such a regal statesman.
Next up is Her Majesty Queen Abala Sidala of the Great Drow Empire. At that point, a herald basically repeats that towards the back of the room, and she comes wandering in. At this point, there's a bunch of guards that follow her, right? Krasden guards, and her two remaining, but she goes to the front. In Undercommon. So, good luck, Ori and Duncan. Crucible, would you tell them what's happening, basically? Good
Would I tell who?
Duncan and Ori, what she's saying.
You mean interpret?
Yeah, would you interpret?
Yeah.
Good people of Krasdcuden. If any of you are unaware, my people have been dealing with an incursion. An incursion of zealots that are nightmares brought back from a time past. I have heard rumors from your people, and I'm sure you from mine, that we believed this problem to be solved. Some 17 years past. The armies of Baphomet are at siege again. They are at siege at my villages and my farms. My people suffer, lose their homes, and perish to these, albeit scattered and chaotic, attacks. Master Axum has presented a unique plan to me. They attack exclusively from the north, and if we cave in some of those old roads, perhaps we can slow or cut them off entirely. Now, I shall say, I do not believe this to be the return of the great beast. I believe this to be the return of his fanatics. But it is an army nonetheless. I would propose small raiding parties made up of my people to guide and your people to help cave in with your explosives. I would like this to begin almost immediately, with planning beginning yet today. I will not accept a full army from Krasdcuden or any dwarven tigers to present itself in my lands. But I will accept help. Your thoughts? Axum stands up. I pledge, seeing as I helped come up with this plan, it's a good one. It'll work. We don't need to cast a full attack on anybody. At this point, Dahl speaks up. That's where we disagree. I can't remember. What was his fucking voice? That's where we disagree. I think we need to revisit your original plan, Axum, of collecting a larger army from the surface. Combined, whether this be a full return of the beast or only a partial army, it would matter not. We would quell it quickly. Now, I will say that this caving in business does seem foolhardy. We do not know that they could not find another way. They are the Minotaur people. They can find many routes. We all know this.
It's quite likely they will find another way. But this small, stealthy explosion mission will slow them, to give us enough time to look at opportunities and possibilities of quelling the force with strategy and logic. Running full head on into this force is a fool's errand. There's nothing to be gained from losing our people before the actual fight begins.
Axum has proven and argued amongst this council itself that his plan to take the Helmy's armies would be mostly bloodless. Axum, do you agree that you have said that here? Yes. I cannot argue. And honestly, I still think the city would fall. But I do not think it is necessary at this time. What you think is irrelevant. What you have proven is what's here. You were right. We were all right. The army has returned. I didn't want to believe it any more than the rest of you, but now we must act. We had a plan for this. And there's no reason to say that we couldn't add this caving in as a secondary strategy. Why not both? What is your argument for not taking the Adena Guardian troops? I
have seen firsthand from my time upstairs the outcomes and the consequences of simply taking by force. I watched an orc army cover the entirety of the land upstairs, from one city to the next, coming in and taking their forces. All in the name of loss. It created chaos. Chaos and death is exactly what the followers of Baphomet want. If we go upstairs and take the Adenian army by force, we simply play into the exact plans of the foes we try and defeat now.
We are already being besieged by chaos and death. What more changes?
We create more. That is not our purpose. Our purpose is not to create more chaos and death. Our purpose is to stop it.
Our purpose, Master Bagby, and I understand it is your first day, is to protect Krasdcuden. We protect Krasdcuden troops by sending
Them to their death.
surface troops ahead. There will be a war fought. You know this as well as I. There will be fighting that is needed to be done. Why not send someone else? Not our people. Not the Drow people.
I don't disagree that a war will be fought. I disagree in the manner of how.
Are you about to speak of the manners of war now?
Your sass is not appreciated, dolls. I know it's my first day here. We don't need to constantly remind people. War is an art form. War is a game of chess. War is not a game of throw your biggest bomb into a room and see what happens. Our people, our society, the Drow society, would fare better in the long run of making allies of the folks upstairs, as opposed to indentured servitude and making years-long resentment of the people who could simply crush what we have down here. Not by their armies, but as they continue to grow, as they continue to learn. Do you not think they're going to learn how to drill? How to excavate?
I will say,
It's only a matter of time.
pardon me, Master Bagby,
No, go ahead.
but our first tenet regarding upstairs is to never let them know. Now, I admit, I was quick to think it might be necessary, but that was out of fear, not strength and not wisdom. I was afraid of what happened 17 years ago. We should be smarter. We should be quicker. We can wipe them out. We do not need to start the war on two fronts. There's some mumbling amongst the council.
I need a bit of clarification, Axum, if you don't mind. When you say we can wipe them out, are you meaning our armies can wipe the armies of Baphomet out, or we can wipe a Dina Guard out? Who are you wiping out right now?
Not a Dina Guard. We can handle this in Krasden. I am with the Queen. I do not believe Baphomet has returned. These attacks are too random, uncoordinated at best. This is not an army of a leader. This is a large group of thugs. They have no aim, no purpose. They are not an army at all. With strategy, we would win. Without having to upset the balance on the surface. I say we vote. Fine. All for going forth with Axum and the Queen's plan without involving a Dina Guard. Aye. Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The other council members say aye. Dulce. Fine, aye. And he starts to march out. He's leaving the chambers.
I'm going to look for my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And make eye contact to whoever I can of follow. See where he goes.
Thinking that Ori would be the easiest one to tail him.
I've already.
I make eye contact with Ori and kind of give a head shake or a nod towards Dol.
I would try and duck under and head out. I know that would probably be difficult to go unnoticed in a council chamber, but I would try and just look like I really had to pee.
Well, going unnoticed would basically be impossible, but the
I guess we'll do performance like I really had to pee.
There you go.
I was just waiting for the end of that conversation. And, oh, crap.
Time for a little elf's room.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Nobody stops you or anything like that. Nobody gives you a second look.
And then, in terms of indigenous life to the underground, are there bats?
Oh yeah.
In Krasdcuden?
Oh yeah. Bats are like birds.
I would turn into Bat Ori.
Batori.
And I would follow Dulce as a bat.
All right. You turn into a bat. Bo is watching him from the front door. He's outside already. Bo had followed him out as well, and he's leaning against the door, pretty obviously watching him. You see, he calls over a group of people, starts talking to him. Dulce does. And he starts walking away while the group starts walking back towards the steps. You can see a concerned look on Bo's face, and he's sort of trying to figure out who he's like he takes a half step forward, and he's trying to figure out what he's supposed to do here.
The people that he was talking to, how many of them are there?
4.
4. Okay.
4 people in City Guard regalia.
Okay. Was it just like a nod he gave them, or was there a conversation I could have potentially?
There was a very short, whispered, one-sided something was said.
Okay. I would stop tailing Dulce and watch the 4 that are approaching the steps.
Bo seems to make the decision that he's going to try to stand in the way of those 4 people and block them.
Mm-hmm.
Oi! I don't speak your language, but you're not going in. They start shouting at him something in Undercommon. How the fuck do I tell you you're not going in?
I would shit. I would land behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Turn back into Ori.
Mm-hmm.
And as I wave my hands and say some words under my breath, I would say, "Say, friends, where are you going in such a hurry?" And I would cast 4th level Charm Person, which can affect 4 targets.
And they don't have to speak your
Make
language?
A wisdom saving throw of 15. If they are already hostile, I think it's at a penalty. Oh, no, only if we're fighting it. Only if we're fighting it.
Okay. Wisdom 15?
Mm-hmm.
They all turn around and smile at you.
And then what would they say in response to my question?
They don't speak common.
They don't speak.
So they'd say something, but you wouldn't know what it was.
Oh, right.
So your spell worked because Charm Person doesn't require you to speak the same fucking language. But
I guess right. And then I would hand them each a piece of chocolate.
Oh, you're giving them drugs. Good. You got this?
I have no idea what they're saying.
I got to follow the Bolden. He starts shuffling.
Mm-hmm.
Halfway across the district, you can hear him. He clearly sees Lacey or something. Lacey! Lacey! He starts hollowing for that. And he's still moving.
Just I kind of try and sign one moment, and then I go to get Crucible.
Okay. They kind of follow you, but you duck your head in Crucible. Meanwhile, inside, they're wrapping up. They're doing minutes. They're talking. They're doing. Axum's giving quite the congratulations speech for Bagby. They actually handed out little goblets of wine to all the council members for cheers.
Drink it. You can't trust anything. I will raise my glass, but I'm not drinking it. I trust nothing.
Aye. To the newest master. May she live long and do nothing but good for our city. Gluk, 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 gluk.
And do I get to Crucible?
Yes, you get the crucible.
Okay, so Crucible, the Dulce sent 4 dudes in here who were looking really menacing, but then I did my charm spell on all of them, and they were real friendly talking to me, and they came in here with me, but I don't understand a word they're saying. Can you talk to them, because we're friends? They'll be friendly, you know.
All right. There'll be no one there to interpret anything for Duncan if he needs anything, but
Duncan can come with. He probably heard what Ori just said
cool.
to you.
all right. I'd
Okay.
head out with Ori.
Bagby, you'd see them all. Ori come back in and everybody shuffle out.
Mm-hmm.
Nitma seems to also notice this.
Can I leave yet, Grandma?
Blah, 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 paperwork be damned. May our 2 kingdoms be great and, adjourned. He likes that.
And poof, I'm gone. And I
Okay.
follow my friends.
All right. Get rid of Adala. And get rid of...
I don't care. I want to make dumplings.
I also want to do that. Now that you've said it out loud, I want it. Fuck, I can't find it. Whatever. Dude, Axum's just... Oh, there he is. There's too much shit and I couldn't find Axum to get rid of him. Okay. You,
Crucible, just establish with them that you, me, and Duncan are their friends, or we're all friends, and we're all just going to go to a pub.
We're actually going to take them to a pub.
Yeah, and then we're going to ask them about what they were
That's
doing.
your plan? All right. So basically, I'm going up and hello, friends. How are you today?
Oh, we're good. Hey, the elf. That guy's great. He gave us these
Hey,
chocolates we ate.
He's a good friend of mine. However, unfortunately, he doesn't, speak undercommon. So,
Hey.
yeah. So, but he's thinking, things are good right now. Maybe we should just all go to a pub, have a drink, have a good time.
That sounds great, but we've got to go. We got a job. Hey, work,
Well, it's not every day that you find companions like us that are willing to buy some drinks and food for you. Just for a little bit of conversation. It won't take long.
Aye, but they might kill us for not doing this, and it's sort of a big deal.
Did you just say someone might kill you if you don't do what you're supposed to be doing?
Aye.
Who might that be?
You're not supposed to say. You know how it is.
Oh, we're
Shush
friends
and
here. We're
shut
friends here. Just look at my friend with the pointy ears. You can trust him, right?
Aye. You're telling him all this, right? Because I really,
I'm
I
translating.
really want him to be my friend, and I don't know quite why. Okay, well, the Dulce fella, he's got this over a barrel as it is, and got to go in there and throw these at the walls. He takes out a little metal cylinder with a wick coming out of the end.
If I were a guessing man, if I was a betting man, I would say those are some kind of explosives.
Oh, I used for mining mostly.
I like to see things explode myself. Where are you supposed to be throwing those things at?
Oh, in the council chambers. We throw them at the walls. He said
Wait a minute, council chambers while there's people in there?
I know, it sounds proper crazy, but...
And Dolph's got you doing this?
Yeah, hey.
Oh, that prankster.
That's, wow. Did he say why?
Oh, he don't ask, he...
Right, yeah, I mean...
We get threats, and he pays us, and we just do as we're told, It's a bit...
how many others are you? I mean, are you guys the only ones that are supposed to be doing this? Or?
Oh, today, they're the only ones here supposed to hang out here, and if... We're not even really guards, we're just given these outfits.
About... How many other people work for Dolph? I mean, in general. I mean, not just this assignment right here. Maybe.
I couldn't even tell you. A wide manner, I'd say. I always took the orders for the other lads here, but I always got them from his establishment down in the posh sort of districts. Had to wear my nice tunics and whatnot. He owns a distillery down there. He's got there. They have a hell of a bar out front. We just say the glitziest place. Yeah.
I mean, we could go there now if you wanted to.
I do, but. If I don't do this and then I walk into his place, man, I want to go with you so bad. But they'd kill my family, and that's bad.
Look, can you hold on just a second? Let me talk to my friends here.
Oh, hi. I feel like I'm totally comfortable with talking to you for another 56 minutes.
No, I'm just saying if maybe we can arrange something for when you're done with your assignment there. Maybe we can head over there afterwards.
Yes, make plans. I haven't had a bros day in a minute.
Right.
You have kids, it all falls to the side. You know how it is.
So as cheerily as I can, I turn to the rest of us here, and I tell them exactly what I'm saying or what the conversation has been. Just letting them know, don't let them know that we know this is bad, that we think what they're doing is kind of cool, so they keep going along with the conversation.
Honestly,
and then I say, so, guys, what the hell do you think we should do?
It just seems like such a... I'm just keeping a cheery expression as I'm saying this.
Bagby, you'd show up at this point.
Such a downer, to go ahead and collapse a whole building. It seems like it's supposed to be just sort of a prank. So, but they can't be faulted for not doing their job. Say if they have faulty explosives,
I'm gonna hear him say that. I'm gonna turn around and go get Axum and Real Guard members. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to arrest these 4 men.
Okay.
Do we notice Bagby having come down and return?
Yeah, you probably notice her getting kind of close,
Okay.
and then
So we know she's off doing
overhearing
something, so-
you and sort of running full sprint
Yeah.
back into the thing.
So we know that she's probably going back to do something, and the idea then is to stall these guys as long as
Right,
possible.
but you would know when she showed up for the conversation, and it was before you or they said, they'll kill my family.
So,
I see other things are happening. Other things are in the works, and
there are some things that matter more. They made their decisions.
I know. Well, Crucible, as their friend, you could tell them everything that they can do to say they're sorry, so that they might go easy on them.
I think that's something that we could talk to them after they've been possibly apprehended.
I suppose that's true. There's no reason to be
No
alarmist.
reason to do it right now. I don't want to give away
the.
I don't want to let the cat out of the bag at this point.
Gentlemen.
I guess they've come back then.
Yes,
Hey,
sure.
Hey, here's our friend Bagby.
Grab them! They're under arrest! You fuckers!
Now, gentlemen, perhaps you haven't met me yet. I'm Master Bagby, the new council member and new spy master. You're going to give me all of the information that you just gave my friends here, free of charge, and perhaps we'll let you go. That way we can make a formal arrest of the person who is in charge of you, and your families will be safe. So see, win-win.
No. He starts saying addresses as quick as he can. All of them do. This is our homes. Somebody's already watching us. You got to go now.
Send people.
Hey, those addresses immediately. I thought we were cool, bro.
Well, we just wanted to stop you before you did anything rash.
He doesn't know what you said, and you don't know what he said.
I for Crucible to translate.
So again, full report, please.
Hey. He spills everything.
Axum, is that enough to arrest Dulce?
Oh, hey. Especially if we can get any of these payment records he's talking about.
For now, it's a matter of tracking down Dolph before he figures out what's going on.
He's either his manor or he's down at his... He's either his manor or down at his distillery. There is no two places. If he's in the city, he's there. Where are you heading? Where are you heading? I'll head the other.
Where's Bo?
Or you're the only one who knows what happened to Bo.
Bo's still following Dulce.
Which direction did he go?
I mean, he left the district, and there's only one way out of the district.
Right,
So
I'm pointing in the direction that he followed him.
yeah. You would also know that he yelled for Lacey, but you didn't see if she followed him or not.
That's right. Apparently Lacey was nearby. He tried to get her attention. I don't know if they both followed. We should head that way. Bo's not the sneakiest fella.
Right.
Away we go.
So Axum's got this taken care of. We can take off.
Where are you heading? The distillery or his manor?
Well, Axum, I do got to tell you that these men are acting. I mean, they made their choices, but they are under duress. They know that if they don't go through with their duties, that their families are in danger. Is there anything we can do for their families?
And we'll solve that tomorrow. Are you heading to his fucking house or his manor or his place of business?
We'll go to his distillery. You go to his manor. Decision made. Let's go.
Hey.
as we're running, I
Don't
would,
fucking kill him! Okay.
As we start running, I'll say to Crucible, I sent people to their addresses to hopefully intercept their families before anything. I appreciate you worrying about them. That's kind of you.
I mean, they're the victims in this, not these guys.
Absolutely.
Ori, what were you saying?
what did we have for breakfast?
Continental breakfast, so like shitty eggs and crappy pancakes. Why?
What did Bo eat?
Ooh, a lot of eggs and cheese.
As we're running, I turn into a wolf and I am sniffing for the faint scent of eggs and cheese on Bo's beard.
Just Bo's beard. He's an old man and he had a lot of eggs and cheese.
Although eggs and cheese induce flatulence.
He's the old man. He's the old version of old man where he farts and just doesn't care anymore. There's not even like an apology or any notice of what happened. He just expects everyone to keep common decorum and not notice and not say anything about it.
These are the ridiculous questions that make me love D&D so much.
Right.
That, like, it seems like a pointless question, and I'm sitting here going, like, Phil, where the hell are you going with it? And then it makes perfect and complete sense because Druid.
Yeah. Old
God,
man
I love
farts.
this game so much.
All right, Ori, roll perception, scent-based perception as Wolfen Dogenstein.
Mm-hmm. So that's with advantage. 15 or 16. Crap baskets. Okay.
I bend luck for you just a bit, so 1 second here.
So it means you get a roll again.
I get to.
What does that mean?
I get to roll something and add it to. You get to add 4 to your roll.
Okay, so it ends up being a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Cool. Yes, you kind of smell Bo. He's also your cousin. I mean, you spent a lot of time with the guy. Surprising amount of beard wax.
Especially from last night. He was really doing it up.
You know, listen. He was going out on the town. He doesn't get to do that much. Mm. You follow it to a one particular rail from the leaving from. There's no train there now from the station. It is heading down into the city further. Sort of pointering, looking down over the edge. Yes, Ori?
Mm-hmm.
You see that there is a rail line on fire in the middle of kind of nowhere, hanging precariously from the line. There's a lot of smoke pouring from it.
I come out of wolf form. The scent heads that way. We got to check that out. Aye.
Pointing it out, you would all now see that.
We gotta go.
Get over there. Turn into something that flies and get over there.
I can't.
Shite. Bagby, how do we get over there?
Bagby,
Hmm.
I'd like you to roll history.
Thank you. 18.
You would know that the electricity that drives the trains does not come from the rail. It comes from the trains themselves.
So we can run on the rail.
As long as no trains come. If a train comes,
We're gonna have to be really fast. We can run on this rail, but it's only when there's not a train on it. So if a train comes, we are fried chicken.
Let's move then. And I jump onto the rail and start running.
And I sprint.
Crucible.
Yeah, let's see what my speed is here.
You're all able. Well, actually, I need you all to roll acrobatics to get up on top of it because it is. They're held above the cart,
Yeah,
not
it's
below.
above rail.
22.
I did not make it. I may be staying behind.
Roll
Natural
athletics
20.
to climb one of the stations nearby. You'll be slower, but you'll be able to still do it. 22, 25. What was yours, Ori?
23.
13.
13. You will also need to climb up a nearby station. It's basically like a booth nearby. You can climb up a booth and try to get on top as well. So roll athletics for that. Crucible and Ori.
Yeah, 14.
That's a 3.
Crucible is able to. Ori, you are unable to. Instead, what you decide to do is there's a bunch of guards that try to stop Crucible from climbing. You decide to hold them off while everybody else takes off. Okay?
Yeah, I'll hold them off. I'll hold them off for now.
Just try to explain this is right business.
Mm-hmm.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
You can, if you wanted to, you could try to tell them to shut down that particular rail or whatever.
Right. I'm saying, okay, just everybody. Oh gads, I hope you can understand me. This is right business. We were tracking a fugitive. There was an explosion downways on the rail, and it's looking real bad. We're heading there to investigate and help out anybody who was involved. Please get any emergency services you can get down there and halt any future trains. We don't want any collisions on the rail. Motherfucker.
All right.
Seeing this, I just call fuck it, and I use my last 4th level spell slot on myself and turn into a giant fucking eagle and take off.
Okay, fair enough. Heading down. Well, if now that you're an eagle, you'll probably be able to catch up. Bagby. Obviously, you'd be way ahead of everybody else because of the nature of Bagby.
Speedy girl.
As you're getting closer, and while you're able to walk on this, it is slightly treacherous because it is going down in a sort of like spiral manner, right? You're running down. As you're getting close, half of the train is hanging off the tracks. And you can see that Bo has pulled himself up onto the hired tracks and is holding Lacey, not moving, as he's doing so.
Yes! Hold on, Bo!
Roll perception.
This everybody or just Bagby?
Just Bagby. Well, actually, Bagby, Duncan, and Ori, do you have advanced stuff with your eagle form? Okay,
Well,
so
I mean, I have advantage on perception checks that are visual.
yes, then please, you as well. Crucible, because of you climbing, you'd be far enough behind that you wouldn't be able to see any of this.
21 or 20.
Okay, 20, 21,
19.
19,
Just 10.
10. Okay, Crucible, you rolled a natural 20, so you also see it. You all see that Bo, pulling up Lacey, has burn marks along a bunch of his body. A lot of his clothes are missing. He has blood coming from his ears. and Lacey is very badly burned and not moving at all. Thank you very much for watching. We will pick this up next week.
Very nice cliffhanger, dude.
Fuck
Real
y'alls.
hanger.
Real hanger.
Tomorrow we will be back with Savage. Yes,
Yeah, but,
Savage World.
Deadlands Blood Moon.
Deadlands Blood
2 in a
Moon.
row. Two
Okay.
in a row. We're gonna do it.
Oh my goodness! I'll yes, and then the week after that there'll probably be some board games or something.
Say you'll believe it when you see it.
And then Sunday, A Distant Star. We're at an interesting part there. Tuesday, Research and Development, which I love that show. It's becoming super cathartic. I don't know if it's entertaining, but it's cathartic. Thank you very much for watching. We're here every Wednesday. Have an excellent evening. Good night.
Good
See you
night.
later, buddy.